camera. Good.
You're so weird.
Welcome. Don't shoot me. Welcome, fellow YouTubers. No.
Dear subscribers.
This video goes out to my 70 subscribers. Love you guys. When I become huge, I'm gonna reach out to you guys and give you guys something. No, what the basic shit. But shout out to my 70 first subscribers. So today, I'm stuck. No.
No, it's good. Let me zoom in. Camera work.
Okay, you want to do camera? No, bro, don't do any sketchy camera work, bro.
I'm not, but they have to see the
Yeah, but
project.
It's gonna be shaky now. It's gonna be just a little bit shaky.
No,
It was good. It was stable.
this is very natural. This is how people like it.
Okay, fine. What I have to say? I have to say
Well, start with the welcome and talk about your 70 subscribers again.
how to wait. I can edit this, but like, okay, so I cut. What do you call this? Like when you snap a rod tip. Okay. Welcome. Today, well, not today, but a few days ago, I snapped my rod tip in the rod locker of my boat. Like many of us, no,
It was good.
it does not
Keep
get.
going.
Okay, pause it.
How?
Stop. Like the top thing, the top button on the top of the button.
The red one.
Yeah, that's it. So the theory behind this, with a little bit of super glue, some sandpaper, and some other household items,
And a whole lot of Jesus.
we're gonna try and repair this fishing rod.
You gotta get that 360 angle of it.
You gotta get all the angles.
I got it.
Oh, it's not level.
It will be. I will work on it.
Okay, it's level.
Commence.
Thank you. Oh. Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be trying to repair my snapped fishing rod tip.
How did it happen?
Well, I was rushing to put my rod in the rod locker and the door shut on it and caused this. Is it blurry?
It's perfect.
Okay, good. And caused this fracture in my rod tip. And this is quite a long piece.
Do we need an x-ray for this fracture?
No, we don't. Like, this is quite a
Indeed.
long piece. So, you know, obviously, like many of us who spend lots of money on our fishing gear, I don't just want to throw this away. You can buy like a tip like this, like at the store. And then just glue that on specially. But I'm gonna see if I can fix this and try and keep some of the length there. So the theory behind this is I'm going to sand in the shape of a cone to help fit this end into this end and just glue that, and hopefully that'll be secure enough to stay strong and have enough support when the fish pulls and the line goes to stay strong and stay in there and continue the rod bend evenly throughout the rod. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean up this end. Since I have a lot of space here, it's okay, and as you go down the rod, the actual rod gets wider, which will allow this to fit in easier and require less sanding. So I just have this fine tooth saw, household item, and I'm just going to cut off a little snippet, try and save as much of the rod as I can. Take your time. Rushing caused this accident, so taking our time is ideal right now. Make sure you get a nice clean cut. That's what we're looking for. You don't have to press hard, just let the saw do its work. Okay, so there you go. Much nicer, much cleaner. Yeah. So as you can see, the actual hole is fairly small. If I need to, I will cut more to ease this. Now, as you can see, the snap is very close to the second guide, so it's not as ideal to sand into a cone shape. Like for example, if I snapped it off over here, then I could have all this space to work with to sand off. Now, you don't want to sand all the way up because it's just going to weaken the tip, and then you may just break it when you set the hook on a fish or something. You just want to sand the part that's going to go and fit into the remaining piece of your rod. But I'm gonna try and sand this a little bit off before I get to the I guess epoxy. I think that's epoxy, but I'm gonna try and sand until the epoxy, see if it'll be strong enough. I'm gonna like test it out a bit, and then if not, I'll have to figure out another way to do this. So I got 100 grit and then 320 grit sandpaper to sand it off, but let's just see. I didn't cut off and clean off this end because I'm gonna sand it and it's tiny and I'm gonna waste, so I'm just gonna see. I'm sanding away just because I know that the fibers are running horizontally and I don't want to squish anything and cause more damage and break. So yeah, I'm sanding in this direction and just turning every once in a while to get all the sides. You can go on to your finer sandpapers and do some more meticulous work. One thing I will be doing to try and help this end to fit in is try and pry this open with like some sort of needle. I'm using a finishing nail. So whatever you have laying around the house that's like thin, you could try and make it a little bit easier to enter with your So I'm just gonna cut a little bit more of this off just to make it easier to try and fit this end in. And I'm just gonna try and like measure out where I think the hole will be big enough. Always cut less than more because you can't put back what you already took away. Now this rod is made out of like graphite or something, so you can't really pry open very much. Just gonna cut a little bit more off because I don't want to make this too thin and make it snap. Well, it definitely is fitting. See, I wonder if heating this will help it pry, but I don't think it will because it's graphite. But that could have been an option. Oh. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but I don't know, maybe you could see that, but I was kind of wiggling this end around and I just pried, yeah, I just pried it open, but that may actually be a good thing because now that will help this go in and it'll clamp down on it. So maybe the key to this whole thing is to split your rod tip at the end and not allow like a little, like a mouth to accept the end of the rod and then clamp down on it, and you could just glue that up nicely. Test fit. Looks good. Now the hope is that with some glue, okay, super glue, that will bond nicely and create a strong hold. And just to make that a little bit more flush, we'll just sand the just the rod to kind of help it blend in, because they're from two different parts of the rod and have two different thicknesses. It'll just make it look prettier, more flush, may actually help it to bond better, allowing the fibers to hold to the glue and to the other rod tip. Now, super glue, from experience, I know is messy, and I've almost glued my fingers together. Not fun, so I'm gonna go get rubber gloves. Got the gloves. So I'm gonna put a bit of glue inside the rod tip, and a little bit of glue on this rod end. And I don't want to put too much because I want to try and keep the natural bend of the rod. If I put too much and it goes down in here and solidifies and creates like a glob, then that'll restrict the bending of the rod and it may cause it to snap there. So I really just want to have enough fastening for just this one area, and it's a tight snug fit, so I know I won't need that much glue. It'll spread around, I don't want to have so much squeeze out. And I'm just gonna put this a little bit on an angle. Let's test how fast this comes out right now. That's one drop, so I'll put one. Okay, that's one drop in there. That's 1, 2, put 3. 3 drops on there. I'm trying to keep this aligned and as flat as possible so that no glue runs down into the rod, because I know the rest of the rod is hollow. And I want to make sure I keep this as straight as I can. It's pretty good, because once you secure this, there's no fixing. And then it seems like it's already setting. I'm just gonna put some drops around there to fill in those cracks in the rod blank and to help blend both thicknesses together, hopefully. Make sure it's straight like this, and straight and aligned with the guides. Don't want it to be too much to one side, don't want it to be too high, too low. And I am doing this outside, probably not great to smell this stuff, I mean, but better be safe than sorry. Well, that looks good. I don't want to put too much pressure on this until I know it's cured completely. So I'm just gonna clean up, come back, and maybe we'll run a few tests on it to see how successful this way of fixing is. We'll see, hopefully this works. Also, advantage to keeping this guide is that it'll help get a nicer bend in the rod, and it won't be like your sketchy cheap rods that you find at like Walmart that have like 4 guides on them and like the line goes from each one like in a weird way like that. But hey, we're experimenting. Okay, well, I think it's had enough time to dry. Maybe it's a risk. I'll try and hopefully it doesn't break, but I'm gonna try and simulate a real fish. Well, there you go. Probably what'll be a better idea is if I cut this stupid guide off and just use more space. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Well, we tried saving the guide. We tried working with this little piece of material. Obviously, that was not too successful. So now I'm just gonna cut this off and do the same thing. Probably this will allow me to put more of the rod rod tip in the rest of the rod, and hopefully be stronger and it won't snap like that. Okay, so I redid it. Okay, I just put this part in and put it about yay deep. One thing that I realized when I was redoing it, it was still wet, so I obviously didn't wait long enough. I was being a little bit too impatient. I'm feeling more confident about this, much more confident. So I'm gonna let this cure overnight, and then I will test it tomorrow and see if this is a viable option on how to fix your rod tip. Okay, like I said, I'm back from school and I'm gonna test this out. I gave it solid like 20 hours to cure and set, and we'll see. This is what it's looking like. It's a little bit off because it started to set on me too quickly, but other than that, you can't really tell much of how it's off. It's pretty good. That's a close-up. So, all in all, not too bad. Now let's see. That looks pretty good. Yeah. Don't hear any cracking or anything. I think that's good. So, this is a viable option. This can work on your rod, on any other rod. It will save you money, and it's nice. Taking care of your tackle. One with the tackle. So, thank you for watching. For those of you who are subscribed to my channel, all 70 of you, videos will be coming shortly. It's crunch time as a student in high school, so exams are coming soon and final projects and assignments are all coming to the last minute. They all hand you everything at the last minute, always. So I haven't had time, and since my last video, the transition from ice to ice out, kind of sketchy, but now it's nice weather and I'll be going out fishing, and I'll have other videos for you guys too. Leave comments below what you would like to see. Interesting videos should be coming out soon. Thanks for watching. Hope this video helped you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.